Hello, podcast listeners. You are now listening to the Coffee, Health, and Science podcast. I'm your host, Jordan River, and I want to thank you for tuning in today. Dr. Coffee, Dr. Stephen Helschein, is back. How you doing, Dr. Coffee?
It's another day above ground drinking coffee, my friend.
What more could we ask for? Got my purity coffee, and it's time for another coffee quiz. I do a lot of podcasts, Dr. Steve. This is one of my favorite things to do. I hope you know that.
I enjoy it, too, because it's so much fun. If you think about it, coffee is so prevalent in the world. We have coffee houses we go to. We have coffee that we have in the morning. We go shopping for coffee. We read articles on coffee. Coffee is so prevalent in our society that I think it's really fun to be able to talk about some things that people might not know about coffee.
Totally. It's very ubiquitous. It is the human go juice, especially here in America when everyone's going. And there's so much to learn. So why don't we jump right in? I am the subject of the quiz today. Starting off at a clean 0-0, I'm ready to sweep it.
Okay, so you talked about in USA getting started with our day, going. But coffee wasn't around forever, right? We know that coffee was found by a goat herder who watched his goats being more active than normal. Mm-hmm. What did people drink for breakfast before they drank coffee?
I'm going to go ahead and say beer.
You are right.
Aha.
It's beer.
Now, I'm a bit of a fan of history, so I understand things like I believe that they used to drink beer because it was less likely to be infected by some sort of bacteria, like an unclean water that really did do a lot of harm to a lot of different people. Is that kind of where you're going with it?
Yes, it is. But the problem with beer is that alcohol slows you down. And so when they found out that they could get a intoxicating effect from a drink called coffee that didn't slow you down but actually revved you up, coffee became the easy replacement for beer as breakfast.
Wow. Well, I'm ready to, I'm 1-0, and I'm going to have a sip off my beer here at 10 a.m. just to get in the spirit. And let's soldier on. I'm ready for 2-0.
Okay. Where does the name cappuccino come from?
That's tough. Well, it sure sounds Italian, so I'm going to say that it was made by Mr. Cappuccino in the late 1700s in Italy. I don't know the answer.
Well, that's because you may not be Catholic religious enough. So if you were a Capuchin friar,
oh wow,
and you wore the Capuchin friar robe, guess what color it was?
Coffee brown?
The same color as what cappuccino looks like.
Wow. That is super fascinating, man.
So that's where they got the name cappuccino from.
Now, I know for a fact that we got to do an episode on coffee in the church, because I know for a fact that there was a lot of history between the Catholic Church and the coffee plant and the Pope outlawing it and then unoutlawing it and all that stuff. So fascinating that so much of this kind of revolves around the church and Italy and Rome. And yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, we can do a history one. I'd like that very much, because most people don't realize that there are 3 to 5 times, depending upon who you talk to, in which coffee was actually banned.
Totally.
And so we'll do a history one, and we'll have fun going through the history.
I like that.
When we speak about history, going to the present, we're now looking today. Americans are drinking coffee like crazy. Most of the coffee is grown in Brazil. Who consumes the most coffee in the world?
Now, I believe this was on our last quiz, but
okay.
I want to say it's like Denmark.
Yeah, it's Finland.
Finland, okay.
People from Finland. I repeated it from our last quiz because you didn't learn it yet. I knew I could beat you.
That's exactly right. It's funny. I do stereotype. It's like, all those Northern European, Scandinavian, one of the Denmark, Netherlands. It's very, very American of me, but please continue.
Right. It's like President Trump said, well, we'll bring people in from Norway.
Right.
speaking of President Trump, I don't ever want to get into politics on this podcast because I don't want people to know that even though I drink so much coffee, I'm a liberal Democrat. But what's the one thing I dislike most about our president?
The fact that he doesn't drink coffee?
Exactly.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Drink coffee.
Did not know that. I knew that he wasn't an alcohol drinker. What is he drinking?
He's not. He drank tea with the Queen, and sometimes when he's on the road and he goes to his Burger King or McDonald's for his Happy Meal, he'll get a cup of coffee, but he's not a coffee drinker. He's a soda drinker.
Wow, fascinating stuff. Did not know that.
Yep. In fact, what is the number one drink in the United States?
The number one drink in the United States? Coca-Cola? I don't know.
So it's bottled water.
Oh, you tricked me, you son of a gun. Of course it's bottled water.
What's the number two drink?
Coffee. Gotta be coffee.
Coffee, there you go.
See, the reason I went with that, I thought you spun me for a loop there.
I know, I did it on purpose. And, if you combine good quality water and good quality coffee, like a Purity coffee, you get the best drink in the world. So I want to once again reiterate that there are two changes that you can make to your life. If I were going to open up a holistic health center that only worked with people on two fundamental changes in their life, what would those two changes be that make the most difference in a person's health? Or as Dr. Coffee says, makes changes in their life that leads to a lifetime of change. So what are those two things?
Would you say water quality and drinking coffee?
No, you got one of them right.
Water quality.
Coffee.
Coffee, right? Okay.
Nope, coffee.
All right. And then I know you're big on breathing, air quality. Am I missing something here? Sleep?
Sleep.
Boom. Only took me a couple tries.
Two biggest changes you can make in your life are making sure you get good sleep and making sure you get good coffee.
Oh, man, I love that.
Coffee, in my opinion, it's more important to drink coffee than it is water. And unfortunately, most coffee in the United States is made with tap water.
Right.
And I don't know that I trust tap water, though. If you're in Detroit, Michigan, I guess the taste of lead in coffee is great.
Jeez, that's brutal. Yeah, no, don't get me started on tap water and stable chloramine and all this stuff. I feel like we should do a whole episode on water. So listeners, stay tuned as we dig deeper into water quality for coffee.
So speaking about quality, to get the biggest bang for the buck from coffee, what 2 hours of the day is coffee most effective in a person's system?
8 a.m. and 10 a.m.?
You're close, 9:30 to 11:30.
I like that. Now, is that so you give yourself time to wake up and get your own hormones to kind of get firing, and then you drink the coffee? Is that the idea?
Yeah, first you drink the coffee, then you do the things.
That's your mantra, man. I love it.
First you drink the coffee, then you do the things. So yeah, those are the two best things. People always ask me, what's better to start the day with, sex or coffee? And I go, is this a trick question? You should drink coffee while having sex.
I was going to say both at the same time if you're Dr. Coffee, for sure. Bring the thermos.
Yeah. And I hinted about tap water. So Americans drink tap water. What percentage of the tap water they drink is first brewed into coffee?
Aha. Okay. Let's see here. If I had to do an honest estimation, I would say 20 to 25%.
So 33%. A third of the tap water Americans drink is first brewed into coffee.
Wow. That actually makes sense to me because the other beverages are probably coming in bottles and stuff, so it's either tap water or straight to coffee.
Right. So we're using tap water for our coffee, And then we go to a store and we buy cheap coffees, the ones that are in cans.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the age of harvesting for cheap coffee? How long is it usually sitting around?
The average time that a canned coffee sits on the shelf?
From the time it's ground to the time it's put onto the
Oh, I
shelf
see.
and sits there.
I assume that it's being shipped slowly and it takes months. I'm going to say nice, even 9 months.
9 years.
Oh my God. So you weren't kidding.
So you
Wow.
you go to, not to use a brand, there's lots of brands like this. So Maxwell House is just one brand, but you go and you buy a can of Maxwell House, a can of Taster's Choice. It could have been harvested 9 years ago.
Wow.
And it's beyond stale when you drink it. Now, why is that important? Why is staleness and harvesting time important? So, again, we had a podcast on coffee as medicine. We have to remember that coffee has medicinal properties, and we should replace sometime the coffee as a medicinal aid and talk about cancer risk. So last night there was a publishing on PubMed on coffee and cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you heard that, but the news just came out that you can drink 6, 10, they even had a study up to 60 cups of coffee a day. And it did not increase cancer, and 6 or below decreased cancer.
Wow.
Over 100 cups a day can be fatal.
Over 100 cups a day. So that's the dividing line.
Yep. So I always keep mine below 70 cups a day.
Yeah. So you stick to 99 and a half. So you're safe.
Well, that's only if you count the IV I do. So.
Squeeze in the bag. I love it, man. Yeah, no, and I recently heard a study of 20 cups a day, up to 20 cups not being bad for your heart. But this is news to me, so I'll take a look at that new study. Very interesting.
Yes,
love it.
You should
love it.
So the Oromo tribe in Africa is known for doing what with coffee trees?
What are they known for doing with coffee trees? I don't know. An African tribe, they perform marriage ceremonies exclusively under coffee trees because that's how they mate for life.
You're so close.
See how I work there, man? That's how I do it. It's called intuition. What is it?
They plant coffee trees on the graves of their sorcerers when they die.
Whoa, that is cool. Now, do they consume the beans after that?
I don't know.
I mean, you gotta imagine so.
A Oromo tribe African, but I would assume that they believe that the beans then have the spirit of the sorcerer, because the sorcerers and all the shamans in the Oromo tribe is very important for their whole existence.
Right, kind of like their nobles mixed with their medicine men, mixed with a lot of different kind of roles.
And speaking of medicine men, the term coffee house, which we use all the time, I'm going to a coffee house, or at least in my generation they did, in Turkish means what?
Now, I know this one. I've heard this before. It has something to do with like a place of learning, right? Or like a educational place.
School for the wise.
School for the wise. Wow. That's really cool. There's a great channel called Coffee Chess that I've been into, and it's chess masters playing each other, and like sometimes there will be like a chess hustler who's secretly a master, and they're all drinking coffee, and they go over the plays after while drinking coffee. There's something about that intellectual. It's always been a place for intellectuals to meet and do this. Let's be honest, like take this psychoactive drug together, and converse over like deep matters. Very interesting how that's been at play with the history of coffee.
Well, coffee has a big history, a long history. If we really studied the history of coffee, we'd understand that. And going along with that, what is the price for the most expensive lot of coffee ever purchased at auction? This is per pound.
Mm-hmm.
Do.
So now I know you gave us good references on the last episode we recorded on prices. So I've actually got some inside info. I'm going above 1,500 because that was the elephant poop coffee. If I remember correctly, it's like 1,500. Is that right?
Right. The elephant poop goes for about 1,100 to 1,500. It's actually, if anybody goes to look it up, it's called black ivory coffee.
Black ivory. God. Okay.
And it's the coffee from part digested coffee cherries eaten and defecated by Thai elephants.
I'm going 10, 20% over that, or some percent over that. I'm going 1,800.
You're a little shy. So the most expensive coffee ever purchased at auction was $2,273 per pound.
Jesus.
It happened last year. It was a lot of Panama green coffee, so unroasted, called Jose Alfredo Geisha series.
And let me wrap my head around that. Jose, which is a Latin name, and then Geisha, which is from Japan. What was the second name?
Jose Alfredo.
Alfredo.
Geisha.
Okay, so Alfredo, we're talking like some Italian cartoonish name. What is going on with this? What's going on with this breed?
So geisha actually means something in the green coffee world. It's a certain style of coffee. So this was a geisha series. It was a Jose Alfredo. It was purchased at $5,000 per kilo, which is about $2,200 a pound.
Jeez.
This is green coffee, so the retail markup on that is about 300%. So a 20-gram brewed cup would cost approximately $300.
Jesus.
The coffee company that bought it said it has notes of white peach, narcissus, grapefruit, lilac, loquat, jackfruit, cocoa, and pink. Now, I don't know what pink actually tastes like.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. So they just paid this amount for the flavor just because the flavor was so good? It's not like irradiated or digested from some mythical beast? Just like with wines, you can have a certain year that all magic came together. Right.
Well, that's what happened with this one Panamanian coffee. It was just the right place at the right time. So,
jeez. Now, how much money would you need in the bank to drink a $300 cup of coffee? You're Dr. Coffee, so maybe $300 is the right answer. I'm not sure.
Well, people offer me tastes of specialty coffees all the time. It comes with the trade, so.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a benefit.
So
man.
I think that's it for our quiz. You did really good today. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm expecting
bad zero.
I'm expecting a trophy in the mail, and we'll make sure to post pictures of the winnings. No, man, this was great. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you putting these together. It's a lot of fun.
And we'll have more next time, and everything you always wanted to not know about coffee and was afraid to listen.
I love it. Awesome, man. Dr. Steve, thank you so much, my brother.
Okay. Have a wonderful day and enjoy your coffee.
All right, everybody. Everyone listening, we'll see you next time on the Coffee, Health, and Science podcast.